Greetings, everyone. Today, we would like to share with you our research regarding transformation of national housing design in Perumnas Sarijadi Bandung. Firstly, I, Dini Cinda Kirana, will explain the research background. Perumnas, abbreviation of Perumahan Nasional or National Housing, was established in 1974 by the government to provide decent housing for the lower middle class in Indonesia. One of their projects was done in Sarijadi area Bandung in 1976 to 1978. The typical Perumnas house in Sarijadi was based on type 36 house, named after the building area, which was around 36 square meters. Perumnas type 36 in the Sarijadi area is categorized as a simple house type with a core plan of 3 rooms, a bathroom, and a service area. Along with its development, Perumnas has the potential to become a core house by applying the growing house concept. This research examined the transformation in the layout of the Perumnas house during the initial construction period 1976 to 1978 and compared it with the condition of the house in 2023. Data was collected in the period of June to July 2023 through field observation and interviews with residents. Here we can see the remnants of 1970s initial facades of Perumnas house in Sarijadi. They typically have a side facing front door and courtyard. Okay, the next part about our research method will be explained by Ms. Safitri Putri Ramadini.
Thank you, Ms. Dini Cinda. Next up is the methods used to determine what kind of transformation is done in our research sample. So the word transformation itself is a process of changing or developing a form anew by considering space and time aspects. And it is done in stages where the new form becomes the final one. The change in Perumnas house layout design does in a way also a transformation. And according to Antoniades, 1990, there are 3 strategies in house layout design which form the basis for transformation analysis of interior layouts. The first is traditional strategy, which is designing by taking into account aspects that already exist around the object and adjusted to the boundaries. Next is the borrowing strategy, which is done by adopting an existing design or art form, which is then transformed into a new design. And the last one is the construction or the composition by developing or renewing design concepts that will produce works that are completely new. Okay, the discussion and results about this research will be explained by Ms. Christina.
Thank you. I will start by describing the site conditions of the research object. The research object is a type of 36 house in the Sarijadi National Housing Complex, Bandung. The site is located in the strategic area in the Bandung area. With most facilities inside housing, the site has close access to Jalan Setrasari, Jalan Geger Kalong, New Arts Capsule Park, Bandung State Polytechnic, Maranatha University, Indonesia University of Education, Paris Van Java Mall, and Gateway Pasteur Tol. The house faces south, so that not much sunlight enters the rooms. As a result, it is not desirable for the direct sunlight to enter the house because it will cause heating and glare. The potential for natural scenery, South Bandung, and a noise level source from the front of the house, which is sourced from the main residential roads. Wind potentials come from Mount Cakuban Perahu, which leads from the back to the front of the building, while the ventilation circulations come from the front of the building. The design on this 1979 original site has a simple residential concept, with the main requirement is a bedroom. This building has 3 bedrooms, bathroom, kitchen, living area, backyard, core and front yard. The ambience from each room is quite comfortable according its functions as a residence, with inadequate natural light and poor ventilations when viewed from the whole room. As you can see, the main source of the light and ventilations come from balcony on the second floor. Next part will be explained by Mrs. Saruni. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Miss Christina. In the 1984 first renovation, there was a function change in the backyard to become an expansion for the kitchen and bathroom. You can see the blue zone was expanded in the first renovated image. It widened the living area. This displacement resulted in a more regular and symmetrical spatial layout. In the 1994 second renovation, a second floor was added to be used as a warehouse and laundry. Partition in the form of cupboards are used to emphasize the separation of the living room and the dining room zone so that when viewed from the function of the room, there is an additional spatial area for dining. The transformation could also be scrutinized through the mismatch of material and design style used for expansion. Here you can see that the material used on the stairs doesn't have a visual unity, where the bottom steps before the stair landing use ceramics of a different color from the ceramic used on the kitchen floor. Then after the stair landing, stairs use wood material. The design of the decorative elements on the stair railing and void railing are different, even though they use the same iron material.
Okay. Last but not least, I will state our conclusion of this research. So here is the comprehensive table of transformation types that happen from the original house through the first and then the second renovation. The transformation generally applied traditional strategy as mentioned in the method, which is change of function or added and expanding the already existing area. As a conclusion, the 1980s Perumnas house in the Sarijadi area had an initial layout that did not accommodate the needs of the service area. However, homeowners can adapt to shifts in activity by carrying out sustainable transformation in the form of additional functions, which then result in different zoning. And this is the references used in our research. Thank you for your attention and see you again.